Today we're working on the finishing technique for the square blocks out of Nancy Halverson's Count on It Art to Heart book. So the block we're working on today is the Christmas block for December. For the finishing of your quilt block, you'll need your applique top. You'll need a piece of backing material that's 12 by 12, or at least as big as your quilt top, and a piece of batting that's 12 by 12, or at least as big as your quilt top. So if you made your quilt top just a little bit bigger, make these pieces a little bit bigger. And then you will need two pieces of you'll need two pieces of hanging sleeve that are cut at 2.5 by 3.5, and they'll fit at the top here on your quilt back. To make the hanging sleeves, you'll just take one of the pieces and you're gonna just barely fold over the edge there a couple of times, so it makes a little seam, and then you'll press that down on both ends. Just cut. All right, so then you're just gonna sew this down, just kind of in the middle there. And let me tuck that in a little better on both sides. So you tuck that in on both sides. Sew that other side down. All right. Okay, once you have those two ends sewn together, just fold it in half with wrong sides together and press that down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then you're gonna attach these to your backing fabric about 1.25 inches away from each edge. So we're just gonna pin those approximately 1.25 inches out both sides. And then you're gonna stitch on this particular block. You're gonna stitch at the bottom here, just to help it stay. Then you can take your pins out and it'll be ready to attach to your back. On the other blocks, you might want to hold off on this step, depending on where your quilting is going to land on the front side. You might want to hand stitch that down after you're done quilting your top. Next, you're gonna put your top on top of the batting. I used white batting so my beard would appear white. If you use cream colored battings, you might see your beard and mustache may come out a little cream colored. So if you want your beard and mustache to be really white, use white batting. Then you're gonna place your backing fabric with the tabs at the top on top, face down, on top of your block, like so. Make sure it gets all the way over there. We're gonna stitch around this, so make sure it's nice and straight all the way around. Okay, I pinned this down all the way around so that nothing shifts while I'm sewing this. Now I'm gonna start at the bottom of my block, and I'm gonna leave an opening here that I'll be able to fit my hand through to turn this. So I'm gonna start here and work my way around. I'm just gonna take a couple back stitches and I'm just gonna sew 1/4 inch from the edge. And then I'm gonna go forward and I'm just gonna sew all the way around. I come to the corner and stop about 1/4 inch, turn, And whoops, one more stitch there. All right, turn and continue with my 1/4 inch. Turn 1/4 inch, and I'm going to catch those the tops of the hanging sleeves right here. Okay, when I get to the bottom, I want to make sure I leave that opening. So just leave about a 4 or 5 inch opening. Okay, take all the pins out, all the way around. All right, then you're gonna trim your corner pieces. So right here, you're just gonna trim the corners so we can make a nice little points there. Don't cut the thread, but just trim those corners off. And then you're gonna reach in and you're gonna pull everything through the hole. So you just tuck, push, tuck, pull till everything gets turned inside out. And then use your fingers to straighten everything up. Push the corners out. If you have a tool like this, you can use this to poke the corners out. So you just run it along the seam and push as you go. And your corners don't have to be perfectly square, just enough to make a little point. So you want to do all 4 of those corners. And you can wiggle the ends like so to make those corners pop out a little better. These are supposed to be a little bit rounded, so if they come out just a little bit rounded, that's okay. And then you'll see on the back here, your little tabs. And the next step is going to be to close this opening by hand. So you just fold it over and hand sew that closed. Okay, so the last step is just to press your project, the back, so none of the back is showing on the front. So just turn it over and kind of smooth it over a little bit so you can see part of the front of your quilt top, and then just press it along the edge on all 4 sides. So pull it just a little bit so you can see part of the front, and press, press, press. And pull and press. Okay, let's see. Once you can not see any of the back, then you'll be ready to quilt the top. That will be the next step.